And now the countdown of our top 5 weather events across western and central Wyoming. You can tell by this graphic here, it's going to have something to do with cold that happened earlier this month, as a matter of fact. And it was the December 16th through 19th snow and windstorm, also the cold outbreak, so a combination of a few things that happened over 4 days. We'll start by taking a look at some of the snowfall to help set the stage for the other couple of things. As you can see, pretty good range across the area. Not a ton of snow across the Wind River Basin, but the hardest hit areas, Casper, 6 to 9 inches, depending on how close you were to Casper Mountain. Also heavy amounts across the Tetons. Western Mountain's really getting hammered here. Some places in the Tetons picking up 2 feet up in Jackson Hole, 2 feet there. Also well up here, 32 inches over several days. Also down here. But the biggest impact as far as the snow is concerned, I think, was actually up in here, Park County, especially around the Cody-Wapiti area. See some areas picking up 2 feet, one of the biggest storms they've seen in over a decade, as a matter of fact. And with the wind on top of that, a lot of people were stranded for several days. We'll get to the details on that in just a minute. And as far as the things that help set up the cold, again, this is a meteorological term called albedo. Just think of albedo as how much reflectivity there is between with radiation going into it. And one of the best reflectors of radiation is actually fresh snow with a high albedo content, 80%, actually closer to 90% in some cases, as compared to, say, bare ground or, say, asphalt when the albedo is very low and it absorbs it and it warms up. And having fresh snow is one of the best things you need to help get really, really cold temperatures. As you take a look at this graphic for radiational cooling, provided by our colleagues over in Springfield, Missouri. Again, if you have any clouds over the area, it actually helps keep things a little bit warmer at night. That's like a blanket, basically, helping to keep that heat in. And wind also keeps the heat from rising from keeping things mixed. So a lot of times, a couple of days after an event, when you get a wind, say, in Casper around Cody, it'll warm up there. Meanwhile, the basins, places like Worland or Riverton, will stay rather cold. And clear skies, calm winds, good for cooling. And also our fresh snow cover, because of that high albedo content, helps reflect a lot more of that radiation back into space. And the other factor is the fact that we have a lot of long nights now. We're right near the solstice, so a lot more time to cool down. As far as some of the low temperatures around the area, these are from the official reporting stations. Minus 30 in Casper, minus 26 in Worland, minus 23 in Riverton, minus 31 at the Du Bois Airport. But some places got down even colder, as a matter of fact, minus 39. This is at Old Faithful up in Yellowstone. And northwest of Du Bois, they actually got down to minus 45. Not an official reporting station, but very, very cold. You can see all these places under minus 20. And the other thing we got to look at is the maximum wind gusts. What happened was you get a tight pressure gradient and also some winds pretty strong at about 700 millibars. That's basically about 10,000 feet above sea level, about 5,000 feet above the ground level here in Wyoming. When they mix down to the surface, you get pretty good winds. Now, it depends on where you are, obviously. When you get a southwest wind, that's when you get strong winds in, say, Casper. This is 62. That was at the airport, but outer drives where they had a lot of problems. 88 miles per hour there. There were some trucks that were blown over there, a lot of blowing snow. Outer drive was shut down for a day because of that. 81 miles per hour. This is at Phil's Rock. And the other area that gets a lot of wind, especially with the west wind and a lot of cold air up here in Yellowstone, is the Cody area, especially around Clark. That's that maximum wind gust there. Now, admittedly, not a lot of people up there. There's more deer up there than people, 108 miles an hour. But the strong winds actually got into Cody, 45 miles an hour there, at close to 60. That's at the Powell Airport. And the problem there is with the 2 feet of snow on the ground, it was a very dry, powdery snow since it was cold. Blew all over the place. You had a lot of drifting. A lot of people were stuck in their homes for days, especially out in the countryside. And that's our review of number 5. We'll have number 4 tomorrow, so if you're interested, check it out.